What's going on, pros? This is Mike with another Dirty Promotions video. Pocatello, Idaho, the last training session of the year here in Dave's Glass and Tint. It is about, I say 18 degrees or something. I'm outside so you guys can see Dave's building, and I'll run inside and I'll do a small interview with the people that were responsible in the training and stuff like that. Okay, so I'll be right back. All right, one by one. Hey, buddy.
Yes, sir.
You're ready. State your name
Owen.
and how many years or time experience you have with window film, installing window film.
I would say about 2 years now. It's probably been.
Where did you start? Like you said, I think we
In
talked.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
And I think you said like a little bit of flat glass experience.
Yeah, residential and commercial.
A little bit of, and how about auto? You have a little bit of auto before.
Yeah, auto a little bit. I mainly started out as a helper when I first got my first window tint job. So.
What about here in Dave's? When you came to Dave's, were you going to know that you're going to do window film installation?
Yeah, I originally came and actually I got hired at a different window tinting business here.
Sure.
I originally came to Dave's before and asked, and then I went there, and there was some complications. Dave actually knows the guy, but then they took me over to here, and I started here, and I didn't know necessarily I'd be doing window film right away, but I had experience, so I figured I would, and I started out helping, and then I've just been getting better and better as time goes on.
Since the very first day, this is my 5th day, it'd be the last day of training, and I came in here, we discussed a little bit. I didn't know how much experience you had with window film, but I did ask, like I ask all the students before I even begin anything related to instruction. I go like, I want to see what's going on with your hanging, how you hang, whatever. And you did that immediately, and immediately I said, okay, let's go ahead and do this, and this.
Yeah.
So the days were long. I know that by your demeanor and this and that, it was a little bit like, I don't, fuck you,
Yeah.
like I don't want to do this too much, but now, to my amazement, it really turned around like a lot, like especially this last 2 days, that you went from a lot of problems of installation that I saw, and you really turned it around. And the more that you adhere to the that I was always telling you, trust the process and it will come. Trust the process, and eventually, when you got it, you start laying some beautiful windows. And how do you feel about that?
I feel good now. I've gotten really good. I'm good at back glass and shrinking and installation. Everything is.
The only thing that even 5 days, and I know we have several people that I'm going to be interviewing right now, but people ask me, how long is it? I don't know. I don't know because I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know their detriments, their problems, but I do know that for your vents, your windows, your bottom load, and everything, you did a fucking awesome job. We did shrink the windows, and I know that when you started shrinking, it was like zero, like nothing there. And then you develop real quickly, and I know you can actually do shrinks very good that I could see. Now, after I leave, of course, you're going to practice a lot, and I'm sorry I didn't get to actually do installs of back windows because, well, lo and behold, it's a kind of blessing in disguise. You guys do more pickups than anything here, so we won't have to worry about that, and maybe Dave can show you a little bit about the laying because the heat shrink, you got it. You got the side doors, the prepping, no water left behind, no bullshit. And of course, at the end, we learned something special about using metallic holders, what it did to your window.
Yeah.
And so everything came to full circle, and I really, really appreciate it. I enjoyed showing you the things, and did you enjoy everything?
I really appreciate you. I definitely learned a lot this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad that if I helped a little bit to improve your game, now I can see, even with you having to tell me, I can see that I can leave, and you will be laying windows left and right. And hopefully you'll take this on full time later, and it'll become a big money maker for you.
Yeah.
Man, thanks a lot. I know you got to go to Montana to the
much.
family. Have an awesome day, okay?
Thanks, Mike.
Yes, sir. Big boss. Are you okay? I know that we're going to be removing and reinstalling. It'll take like 2 minutes. State your name.
Case Parker.
And David told me specifically, train this gentleman. He's one of the guys that kind of like the leaders around here, and he takes instruction very well and does everything. So when I first came in here, I did see, I always ask all the students, what can you do, what you can do, and they show me immediately. And I saw where the weak points were, and of course that's where we're going to be starting at. How do you feel about your progress? So how do you feel about what was your weakest stuff? What do you feel that you overcame overall?
Learning how to like handle the film, be able to carry it and properly drop it. I feel a lot more comfortable taking it off the board, holding it, positioning it, dropping it, what processes to actually do, and how you said the front windows you want to start here and drop here at the backs. They all have a different way and different style.
What problems do you think you had with window film applications before I came here?
I felt like I didn't properly know how to like handle it and carry it and move it and touch it, and the lubrication part of the window and the actual install and dropping it. I kept touching here or here.
And you know what?
I was too focused.
I'm sorry I didn't even ask you, how long have you been tinting?
For only about 8 months.
8 months, okay.
7, 8
So,
months.
all right. Do you believe you had any problems with contamination as far as like when you applied?
Yeah, I had a lot of problem with my outer edges would have dirt, and then every now and again there'd be something in the middle or like a crease.
So overall, in general, everything.
It feels
Contamination,
like,
the
it
bottom,
feels like
loading
everything.
how, blah, 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 blah. And I know Dave is a veteran in window film, but he wears too many hats. He don't have time for this, he don't have time for that. So he asked me, an outsider, to come in and then show you guys, or at least observe you for a while, see what you guys are doing and whatever. And how do you feel now about your cleanliness, about your shrinking, about your prepping, about your laying? How do you feel about that?
I feel a lot better. I actually feel more confident about everything. The way that you taught me to clean, and just starting from there, everything just feels so much more professional, and like just I know what I'm gonna do from this step to the next step to the next step, and I know I check here twice to make sure I don't have any contaminants here, and whatnot.
And yeah, you can, and you know, I know I'm asking questions and you got to tell me the answer, but me, myself, I did observe everything. Okay, I did observe everything, and I saw a transformation from going to where from you were at the very first day, Monday. Right now it is Friday. The only thing I could add or kind of like give you a little bit of a piece of advice is that trust the process, because I know that when you're laying something and it doesn't go our way, you lose your shit and all that kind of stuff, and then you kind of blame yourself for something, and it's really not you. It's just that you haven't had enough practice yet. But if you do what we're doing, and that's why I brought a lot of practice film over and over, you're going to be very good and successful and fast, because you guys already do glass, windshields, repairs, and whatever. So you have a lot of experience removing panels. You know, you guys are way ahead of the curve. That's what I'm saying. So with all the other Mickey Mouse things of dropping the film, I think you're going to practice and you're going to be very, very good. The other gentleman has a lot less experience. He walked away, as you already know, that I commended him before the interview, that he'd done very, very good, and it's clean, no water, the lay, so it all came good. You did an excellent job. Thanks a lot, my man. I know you got to work, and I'll help you right now lay that last window for the day. Let me interview Shami, okay?
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Where's Shami?
You have your whipped cream for so long.
This one, he has it in his.
You ready?
Yeah.
State your name.
My name?
Yeah.
Shami.
How many years have you been applying window film, or how long you've been here at Dave's Glass and Tint?
I did derby cars with him like probably about 8 years, but doing tint and stuff only about 3 months.
You know what? That's not a long time. Were you only trained by Dave, or you worked at another shop?
No, only by Dave.
Only with Dave? Okay. I come in all the time and I let the applicators do their thing, because when I teach somebody, it's not about me tinting and then do what I do. I want to see what you do, and then I want to see where your detriments and your problems are, and then I can address them. Do you feel that you had any problems before I came in here, as far as what were the biggest problems you would say?
Well, I hadn't really got to lay any tint. I've just been watching for 3 months.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the last several
So
days?
I actually finally got to touch the glass with the tint.
And you've been applying film?
Yeah.
And you've been
Just-
applying film very well. I mean, I've been telling you every day, and I didn't know that this was actually your first time applying film.
Yeah, I did a lot of watching.
How do you feel about the training? How do you feel about your absorbance of everything that we went through?
I really liked it. I liked how we were able to, like, problem areas and just getting used to the tint, like bringing it or having it on the outside, bringing it back around and fishing it back down, taking it back around. Just
You know,
having those
5
pieces
days,
to practice
5
on.
days, and 4 students to teach is not a whole lot of time. A lot of people ask me how long does it take. I don't have a clue because I don't know the people. I don't know their quirks, their things, their goods, their ups and downs. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then when I saw you and you had a lot, I mean, you're like really, really like needing a lot of stuff. But you caught on very well, and actually you come up with some of the tools on your own. So I can see there's a lot of dedication from your part to do this, and not only by saying that, but actually your applications, what you did. I saw what you applied. You're very clean, you're very methodical, you're very fucking careful with what you do, and I really appreciate that. Now, after I leave, of course, you're gonna practice whatever you did, and then it's up to Dave, how many windows, how many this, how many cars, but there's plenty of work for you, all you guys to do. So thanks a lot for the,
Yeah.
all right, for the
It
interview.
was fun.
All right.
Thank you.
Young lady, state your name.
Colby?
So I know that your father owns the shop, and you probably were born into window film and all the installations and all that kind of stuff. How long have you been applying window film?
Say like just the past year.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years
Have
maybe.
have you been applying window film kind of like heavily, or just a couple of little windows, or what?
Usually he like has me do like the back window on trucks and some side windows. So yeah, so he's been letting me tint quite a bit lately, just so I can learn, you know. So, yeah.
Being that he's your father and being that he is a tinter, and I know that when I have to come in here, I have to see all your flaws, your detriments, and anything that might not go right with what we're trying to accomplish, because I know what he wants to do. So I just get to see the student and then go from there. Do you feel that you did anything as far as improvements or different? How do you feel about that?
Definitely. I think like big improvement was keeping like dirt out of the tent, different like cleaning techniques and stuff. And just the way you hold the tent and
Yes.
everything, it can keep like a lot of different like things out, like dirt and hair.
Uh-huh.
But like other tents that I would do, there would always be tint on the corners or on the top. But like since like you know you've been here, the tents that we do have been a lot cleaner. It looks like a lot better. So,
Okay, so overall, do you feel confident that now you're going to be applying film? Very good.
Yeah.
Hopefully you won't forget. I mean, I saw your windows. I saw all the windows that you did. And for not applying, well, just by observing students, I kind of know if they've been applying for a long time or not. And Dave said, nah, she knows, and she's been applying. Yeah, okay, but let's get to that point. And then so I saw you, and I saw the things you need to work on. Had you ever done a California or back roll or reverse roll on windows on cars?
I don't think I ever did one, but I watched him do it a couple of times.
Well, actually, I made you do some, yesterday, today, and all that kind of stuff. How did that work out? Pretty good?
Like, it works really well. It's a lot easier, like faster, and it's not, you don't have to like wrestle the film onto the window if it's
So
a
the-
longer window, you know?
So the prepping you learned, it was a very big improvement? The actual application?
Yeah.
Did you use different tools for applying?
Yeah, so that like red and black squeegee gave me, it's like very nice.
I brought a lot of tools because I always see tools in every shop because everybody buys whatever is fucking advertised everywhere. And then I see them install with those tools, and if I see there's problems, then I bring in my tools and then they try them.
Yeah.
And right now I can surely tell you everybody's using a lot of the tools that I sell, but only for a reason, because whatever they're using didn't work. I'm just happy that overall everybody really learned and everybody really did a great job, and you are the youngest one,
Yeah.
but you still have a lot of responsibility applying and doing this and doing that. That back window of that curved car, have you ever shrunken your windows before?
Just the one hatchback, but yes.
Have you shrunk windows before? Have you been successful as shrinking the whole window before, or no?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, because then of course you know how the day we had a bunch of back windows and everybody was training.
Yeah.
I wanted to see your speed, I wanted to see your experience. I hadn't even asked you. You shrank before, but you're kind of doing your thing and you kind of accomplish it. That's what made me want to give you a back window for yourself, because you know how the boys get all the fun and get all the hard work. What I wanted you to actually do that,
Yeah.
so you can kind of do your thing, and you did it well. Not only did you shrink it, you prepared it, and you used this peel board to apply it, and you did it successfully. So you feel good about it was useful, all the training and all that kind of stuff for you?
Oh yeah, it was
You feel like
definitely- yeah.
a big leap forward?
Yeah, definitely. And like, you know, now we can all kind of be able to tent instead of my dad doing most of it and we do the prepping. We can actually help with the tinting now and the plotter and all that. So,
Correct. Yes, and I'm glad that he got this new program going because the 3M program totally sucks. It doesn't work at all. Everything's crooked as fuck.
right.
He installed the DigiCut system, and I haven't used it, but I'm very impressed. It's a very good system, and I'm saying it here because a lot of people ask me about systems, including DigiCut. I don't have information until right now that they do very good. It's very user friendly. 3M is not, and it's horrible cuts and everything. So anyway, I'm glad. Thanks a lot for the interview, and I'm glad you had an awesome learning experience. And I will see you when I see you, because I'm far away from Texas. Have an awesome day, okay? Hey, Daver.
How's it going, man?
I'm going to ask you something, of course.
What's that?
You're the owner of Dave's Glass and Tint. Thank you for inviting me out here for the actual training of all the students, stuff like that. How do you feel? Because you have, you can see everything even from the back of your head without even looking forward. How do you see everything that you saw from day one to like right now? How do you feel about it?
The first day I saw like people that were trying to impress you, and that's not what you needed. You just needed them to listen to you. And once they listened to you the second or third day, it was like, and it just evolved. Like they just become really observant and paid attention to you, and it seemed like it went really smooth. I mean, I'm impressed with the quality. I mean, look at the job.
Yeah, we get a lot of trucks, and there are a bunch of dirty trucks and whatever.
There's no dirt like on these edges. I think this is incredible. This is an older truck, but this is a brand new rookie.
And I did install it. I did not install it.
You did not install this. This is installed
your
by
guys, yeah.
Owen, Otis, or Owen. And like on the Toyota, they were good. No, if anybody complains about that,
Every single car that we worked on was a customer's car. And they couldn't go out unless they're going to be in good quality and good standing.
and I appreciate that.
And they were going to be actually the applicators, and they were. And of course, there were some bad windows, and we removed them and we did them. And of course, before that happened, I have practice film, so if I see that there is some problems with some windows, I actually had them use the practice film over and over again. It didn't matter whether they got pissed or not, and they didn't. They were very cooperative, and they laid that practice film again over and over, and when I felt like they were ready to do it, then I gave them the good film, which is 3M ceramic. It's very expensive, so I wouldn't want them to be wasting it, and they did their thing. And I'm sorry I didn't ask you, Dave, how many years have you been applying window film? Dave's Glass and Tint
I've been
here.
doing it full time since 1989, May of 1989, but I started on my own in August of 1992.
And you do windshields, you do glass, you do
Windshields,
window film,
we do
clear
four
bra.
things. We do windshield replacement, chip repairs, window tinting on automobiles, commercial, residential, and we do windshield, or I said windshield rock, sorry about that, Mike. Windshield chip repairs, windshield replacement, window tinting, commercial, residential, and auto, and we do PPF, paint protection. Those four things.
And you've been doing it for a long time, many years. And why would you think, well, I already know the answer because you wear so many hats, you don't have time. Why would you believe an outsider would be better to come in here and just kind of clean up a little bit?
The reason is honestly is because I have my own children, love them to pieces, but if I ask them to do something, it's not always him-ha, but I'm their parent, and I think sometimes my employees think that I'm their best friend or their buddy, and I want them to listen to people. So when you have an outside trainer come in like yourself, for some reason I think most of them just respect you. It'd be like my neighbor asking my daughter or son to come over and clean up their dishes. They would do a perfect, outstanding job. But if mom or my wife or I said, hey, get the dishes done, they'd be like, I don't want to right this second. So I appreciate you coming here because you had zero tolerance for messing around, and I really appreciate that more. I mean, I think that you have to set that foundation at the beginning. You're not a drill sergeant, but you're similar to what I remember in the Army, the structure and discipline and focus and paying attention to what you're doing and slow down and don't be barbaric with the film. I think you have to have a lot of finesse, and I think that's what you taught our employees, was to be finesse and to clean the windows properly, to do the top edges, squeegeeing techniques, just plotter. The plotter is a huge thing. I mean, plotters are expensive. So it was very nice to have that training, set the blade depth, do the cutting strips. The cutting strip system that you have, I think is superior. I don't think it's anything better.
Yeah, the
Cost
plotter really made me lose my shit because it has a lot of quirks and things like that. And I want you to understand that
When
the
we get a new
reason,
plotter though, it'll be
yeah,
better.
one of the ways that you can liberate yourself and just your stress level and everything is that you're gonna have to get a plotter that works 100% and functional, and that every installer can actually cut their film and produce not only good paychecks for you but for themselves. Then that's going to happen. And see, in the older system, it was day behind a plotter, day behind a windshield, day behind a phone, day behind everywhere, and you can't do that because everything is, there's no efficiency there.
No, and it's really
And-
difficult.
And then you lose more hair, and then you lose your shit, and this and that and that. Now it's like every single applicator that's here can lay film.
And I couldn't believe it. I'm sorry, that right there speaks for itself. This is an older truck, it's not even a new truck. Most shops won't even tint older cars or trucks. This here it's excellent. Sorry, but it's
Yeah, and I'm very glad. I didn't know that I was going to have 4 students. It's very challenging for me because it's not that I can't. It's just that I'm one of those passionate guys that I want every single student to really go like a fucking full winner. And I felt we didn't do any car back windows. We didn't touch them, but like I said, it's maybe a blessing in disguise that most of what you do here is pickups, and that's badass because they are able to lick all back windows of pickups, Cali roll, reverse roll. Your daughter did an awesome job. The other gentleman did an awesome job. Everybody can do it, and I'm glad that.
We did a couple of cars though, or SUVs, you might say. They are
Well,
a little easier than a car. I agree.
It just happened to be that within the 5 days that I'm here, nothing rolled in, but I'm glad that at least 70% of your work, 60% is trucks,
I would
because
say
now we actually killed the game doing that. And I'm glad that after I leave, if you have a couple of days, then you can actually show them shrink. I did show them. I mean, you have all these
I
windshields.
appreciate you showing them how to shrink on the back glass.
It took a
and when
long-
you were doing
yeah.
You were doing the quads on there, and I never seen anybody train it really like that. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, that's what you
Very
told me that you'd
efficient.
never
And
experienced.
I've never personally had any training. I'm self-taught, and back when I started learning, we didn't have YouTube. We had phones. We had to call.
Well,
And
same
it
here.
wasn't a cordless phone. It was a phone with a cord, and you drug it across out in the shop, and you talk to Marcy or whoever, or John Robinson or someone, and say, "Hey, what do you do here to tint these windows?" And they would try to walk you through it. It was very frustrating in the old days, overlapping, butt splicing, having my heater shop changes, all that.
Well, I love being in Idaho and Pocatello. It's very, very fucking cold. It was 3 degrees in the morning. I thought I was really gonna die, but as you can hear in my voice, I had a cold, and I didn't tell anybody. I had a cold for like 4 days, and I felt my head was gonna explode. And I took antibiotics. I took this, that. I roughed it out, but I was always my body felt very good being here, doing all my work. So thanks a lot for the invite.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I think that we accomplished most of what we set out to do. And so now let's go and have some dinner, and let's go have some beers, okay?
I love it. I appreciate it, Mike. And I think our guys are stars. I mean, I think they did a great job. I really did. I mean, this is good.
Thanks a lot, buddy.